Today is the 49th birthday of hip hop, for 49th anniversary. And I'm proud of that. You know what I'm saying? I mean, hip hop has grown, but we don't own it. So my frustration comes in with the fact that in your library is a book called An Empire of Their Own. You know what I'm saying? And it speaks about how the Jewish people created Hollywood. And they own Hollywood. They own every aspect of Hollywood, and you cannot go into their house of Hollywood and depict them in any negative light. The movies won't get green lighted. They have a universal understanding that that will never happen. So 49 to 50 years in hip hop, we don't own it. And we're the only culture of people who will talk bad about ourselves, call our women's bitches, hoes. We're the only ones who celebrate drug dealing, which has destroyed our neighborhood. We're the only ones who talk about violence the way we do amongst each other, and we hold these people up in some form of weird Stockholm syndrome. These become our heroes. It's the weirdest dynamics I've ever seen in my life. All right? So when we talk about hip hop, if we owned it, imagine we owned it and we said there will be no treating our women bad. There will be no, if you sell drugs, that's your own personal business. You will not rhyme about that. There will be no drugs. There will be no trafficking. There will be none of these things that demoralize us as a community. Can you imagine how powerful hip hop, which is global now, would be? And we will be sitting at the head of that, dictating, because this realm is dictated by sound, vibration, image, and frequency. And that's what music is: sound, image, and frequency in the grand scheme of things. So we're doing sorcery on ourselves. We're repeating these phrases. We're taking artists who are bringing women out on dog chains. We got beautiful women with no virtue anymore, just twerking, getting ahead. We are holding up the lowest vibration of self. And I don't know who runs the fashion industry, if it's the French or the Italians, but they would never depict themselves like that. They have such a control on that. You got pictures of Kanye West holding food up so that one of these Italian can eat. This is how stronghold that they have on their particular industries that they hold. And hip hop, which was organic and came from the dirt, had the potential for us to own it. We can run politics through it, economics through it, sports through it, advertisement through it, consciousness through it. Hip hop became the heartbeat of the world, so to speak. But sitting on top of hip hop are the same Jewish people who run the movie industry, but they will not allow us to have these positive images of ourselves. So now we are destroying ourselves for the sake of a few dollars here and there, and it's embarrassing. Now, with that being said, I want to get on my FBA shit for a minute, and what I mean by that is it wouldn't be fair for me to speak about how the Jewish people did it without suggesting or showing you that they came to this country with their language, their culture, their God, their money, and all of these things intact. So when they got here, over the atrocities that they faced in Germany, they showed up with their music, language, culture, Bible, their money system intact, which made it a little easier for them, and we gave them money. Right? So they came and was able to hit the ground running. So whenever I hear these people come to this country and they say, well, what's wrong with the niggas here? You know what I'm saying? They're not taking advantage. We're the only people in the world. Show me another people who have lost their religion, their culture, their God, their language, their ways. Not that we were brought from somewhere else. We were the original people here, and they made sure that we do not know who we are. So when you come here whether you from Nigeria or Africa or whatever, you know what you come with, or Mexican or Dominican Republic, you come with your language, your religion, your culture, your job, you know what I mean? You know, all of these things come with you, which makes it a little easier for you to cluster around the same people with the same ideology and begin to build. Now, the reason the foundational black Americans are kept that way is not why you think it is. It's because we are the true inheritance of this land right here. But because they're playing this mind game, having you think we came from somewhere else and we don't have no rights to this land, so you bring in other people from other places, and now you create the divide and conquer bullshit that we're going through right now, and it's just a diversion, so we don't know that this is the true Kemet, Egypt. This is the true motherland right here on the ground we put in. So I digress. I say all of that to say, yes, so we didn't have the foundation in place to create industry, as Malcolm spoke about earlier, right off the bat. Where even in the Mexicans, they got their fruit industry and all of their carpentry and all of the skill sets that they come with is because they're not running up against, you know, the grain. So when the Jews got here and they set up Hollywood, they'll let you talk about yourself in Hollywood, but you can't talk about them. And the litmus test is, if you want to know who run this country, talk about the Jewish people. I dare you. And then you'll get to see who runs this and who runs that. So while I'm happy hip-hop is making progress, I saw Karis One and Grandmaster Kaz and them today celebrating the culture. They're creating a union, and we're starting to make a few nudges and putting some things in place. If we don't own it, none of it matters, because people will sell themselves out for a few dollars. And that's all that's been taking place. What other culture celebrates those who tear their culture down, right? So the greater a drug dealer is in our community, the more f***ed up his community is. It's a weird dynamic that we have, you know, and we hold these people up. I have no beef with Jay-Z as an artist. He can rap about the moon. That's how great of an artist he is. But when we celebrate the destruction of ourselves, and they don't even have to do it, it's self-imposing, it makes hip-hop bittersweet. It makes 49 years of this bittersweet, and we still do not own it. So it's time for us somehow to the next, because hip-hop is dead. Hip-hop, in terms of us owning it, that's gone. The next movement that comes through, whatever that is, we need to set up infrastructure first, so that when we take our young people and bring them into it, we own every aspect. And when we sit at the top, we make the rules. You will not disrespect our women. You will not kill another brother if it's not in self-defense or something. You will not sell drugs and destroy your own community. You will not push these products, this alcohol, drugs, tobacco, and all the things that we are destroying ourselves with. Last thing I'm going to say is, 40 years from now, when people look back at the opportunity we had, or what hip-hop became and what we did it to it or for it, we're going to have nobody but ourselves to blame, because they're going to be of a higher vibration and be like, wait a minute, I'm confused, daddy. I'm confused, mommy. These people destroyed themselves. These people rhymed and took a creative aspect of sorcery, which is words and power and body language and art and image and sound and vibration, and they turned it on themselves for a few pieces of silver. Shame on us. So while I say happy birthday to hip-hop, there's still a very, very long way to go. And with that being said, this is the Black Dot. These are my chronicles. This is my story, and I'm sticking to it. Peace.
All right. Okay. That was deep.
Black Mass, man, it's time to rock. I had to find a way I couldn't find.
Hey, what's up? If you like what you just saw and you want to see the full, uncut, raw, uncensored podcast, hit the link below. It's only $5 a month or $50 for the entire year. Get all of the content, get Black Dot in his rawest form, get a bunch of exclusive content never
Yes.
before seen by anybody else, and you can only be a member to see it.
Become a member now. Click the link below.
Peace.
Peace.